Alright, here's the walkthrough. I'm gonna play through the entire thing semi-slowly and then break it down. So, it's in A minor, pentatonic, 3 notes per string, but a lot of string skips. This guitar is tuned down one whole set, by the way. We start here on the 12th fret of the A string, and we play 12, 15, 17, and we jump to the G string and play 12, 14, 17. So, and we go to the high E string, play the same frets as the A string, so 12, 15, 17. And then just go back as far as this note, so then we shift down to the 9th fret of the G string and go up 9, 12, 14, 10, 12, 15 on the high E string. So we go, and we go back like we did before, but we don't go to the previous string. Instead we switch position here on the high E string, so we go from 10 to 8, and from 8 we go 8, 10, 12, and then 10, 8, and we go to the G string and play 12, 9, 7, switch position again to 5 and play 5, 5, 7, 9, 7, 5, down to the G string, A string, and 10th fret, so we go 10, 7, 5, shift down again to 3, and go 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, and finally we can't jump any more strings. Well, if you have a 7 string you could continue this lick, I guess, but I don't, so we go directly to the E string. So we go 5, 5, 3, 8, 5. Right? Hope that wasn't too confusing. So again from the beginning, the first section as I view it. Right, next one. So you actually get the same notes here. So from this point, just the same thing in octaves. So we go 12, E, D, C, G, E, D, C, and then back D, and then we go E, D, C, G, E, D, C. And if you just listen, you can hear it. So, right. The picking for this is all alternate picked. So starting with a downstroke, so we go down, and as it turns out, every shift you do with the index finger, the new note after the shift will be a downstroke. So down, 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 down. So that's probably a good idea to keep in mind if you have a hard time keeping the picking straight. Practice wise here, work on this one. And we work on actually going back like that, right? And for an extra challenge, you could see this as a loop. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 16 notes. You get 16 different loops. So one exercise you can do is just start on the, and it will actually turn out that you can loop this for one bar of 16th notes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then if you do that, starting on each note in the pattern, you get 16 different variations. And you can go through this 2 ways. First round, start on every note of the pattern with a downstroke, and then you do the same thing again, start on every pattern with an upstroke. So you go, if I do a few repetitions here, I go this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And as you heard, it sounds different, and that's because the accents will come on different beats. So in the first variation, the downbeat came on this note, but now the downbeat occurs on this note. And listen for this note now. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Next one. Go through it and, exactly like that. So, and then you do another round if you want to, starting with an upstroke. So we go up, 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 and then right. So that's a really good exercise. Yeah, and this other, I mean, if you can play that thing, you probably won't have too much of a problem with, you know, the rest of the lick. Actually, I mean, it's stretchier over here, but basically if you can do this exercise starting on downstroke on each one and starting on upstroke on each one, you should be pretty good to go for the rest of them, because they're actually easier, because you're just at most you're playing, you're skipping between G and E string, whoops, and then you're skipping between the G and A string. So it's not, whereas this one you have to skip over 2 strings. Well, you see what I mean, you have one skip and then immediately after another skip. So if you can master that one, you shouldn't have too much problems. The other thing that might trip you up though, even though if you can play this thing, is the actual position shift. Yeah, and since it's a pentatonic thing, you get a pretty big ones here. In the regular diatonic scales, like major and minor and Dorian, whatever, the biggest skip you're gonna have if you move from one position to another is the whole step. In this case, we get a minor third, which is when you go, you know, you get a minor third here. Actually, that's the only minor third shift, so that's good, but it's still pretty large skip, right? So what you can do here is just make up an exercise, but try to keep the picking consistent. You maybe go from this note here, so down, this is really good because you're gonna work on shifting from index finger down a minor third, and then you go up, and then you're gonna work on the pinky shifting up 1 minor third. So that's a really good one to work on. And really just working on the pentatonic scales with each finger like this, slowing the tempo way down but trying to move as quickly as possible to the next note. So like this, if you have the metronome here, right, so really try to move quickly, so you get as a legato sound as possible, and then do that with every finger. So the second finger, all the way up, all the way down, obviously, third, and then fourth. But it's really important when you work on this stuff, instead of trying to go like, you know, it's 16th notes at whatever tempo, really go for this slow but super quick sharp shifts, because that will really help your synchronization. Alright, hope you like this one. If you have any questions, post them below. Otherwise, see you in the next one.